Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy DMD, and today I wanted to bring you guys the deck that I would have been playing at the Knoxville 2018 Regional had I not gotten sick the night of. So I took this deck to a regional thinking that I was going to play in the regional, but I ended up getting food poisoning the night of, so I actually had to go and drive home at like 4 in the morning with my buddy. So anyway, without further ado, here's my Paleo Frog deck profile for November of 2018. Also, guys, happy Thanksgiving. I know it was this past Thursday, but oh well. I guess late happy Thanksgiving, I guess. So first up, of course, we got our standard frog lineup. This basically is standard except for like one thing. So 3 swap frog, this kind of standard. Unfortunately, I wish I could get ultis, but ultis are like ridiculously expensive for a playset of swap frogs, so I just kind of had the commons. But if you open up with him and like another water, you basically win because you get first turn toad. 3 swap frog, 3 dupe. He's okay, like he just searches swap frog, so you know he really good. Then I kind of deviate from the standard list. I play 3 Ronin Totem. I've found in this deck that the more waters you put in your deck, the more live your hand is for swap frog. So I do play the 3rd Ronin Totem. I really like the 3rd Ronin Totem, and when I cut it down to 2, I missed it. So I know I'm weird, whatever. But the final monster is 1 Gameciel. I only wanted to play this 1 copy just because going second is kind of hard. If you have a Gameciel, like you can kaiju over something and not have to worry about completely losing. Also, you know, it is a water for a swap frog, so 1 Gameciel isn't terrible. On to the spells. Obviously we're playing a demise version of the deck, so that's really the only spell we play. It says draw 3. If you resolve this and it doesn't get ashed, I'm not going to say like you're guaranteed to win, but drawing 3 cards puts you in a really good position, especially if you have Dupe Frog in your hand, because you can set the Dupe Frog, they'll kill the Dupe Frog, then you get to search a swap frog, which means basically by next turn you're going to have a toad, plus like a lot of back row, so 3 card demise. So on to the trap lineup, we have 3 copies of Paleozoic Canadia. Canadia obviously isn't as good as it used to be because you can't book link monsters, but it's still kind of a necessary 3 of because you just want to be able to book a moon something and more importantly get a Paleo engrave. 3 Olenoides, you can hit a lot of good stuff with this. You can hit like base, you can hit the Sky Striker field spell. There's a lot of other stuff too. You can like pop something in the mirror, you can hit something, you know, in Altergeist, obviously, but yeah, 3 Olenoides is kind of standard. And I only went with 1 Morella. Like, I like this card a lot, but in multiples, like, I needed more room, number 1. And number 2, I just felt like Morella's good, but it's kind of a stagnant trap. It doesn't really do anything. All it is basically a Foolish Burial Goods. So I only decided to play 1. So that is all the Paleos that I play. On to the Floodgate cards. So we have quite a few of these. We have 3 anti-spells. I was considering siding this, but at the last minute I main decked it because I felt like it was a better choice against things like Sky Strikers and decks like that. So I decided to main it instead. The next Floodgate we've got is Mistake. That hits basically everything, especially Sky Strikers right now. Then probably the best Floodgate against a lot of decks is Gozen Match. This card is actually bonkers. Gozen is really good. Then the final Floodgate is the 1 Imperial Order. This blows out Sky Strikers. This blows out a lot of stuff actually. Like Light Sworns, it's good against if you're playing Light Sworns. If you're playing like against some invoked deck, it's obviously really good. Then for the Solemn Brigade, 1 Warning, 1 Judgment. And then, of course, we have the biggest part of the Solemn Brigade, the Triple Solemn Strike. If you have a Strike or a Judgment or a Warning plus a Toad, I don't want to say you're going to be guaranteed to win, but you're looking pretty good. Probably the best draw card besides Card of Demise in this deck, the only other draw card besides Card of Demise, is Reckless Greed. Being able to trigger Paleos and draw 2 cards is really good. And then finally, we've got 2 Compulse. This, I felt like I wanted just some sort of versatile battle trap in the deck, but something that could also interact with my opponent on their turn. Compulse kind of does that because you can bounce the Isolde, you can bounce the just anything really. Onto the extra deck, this obviously is self-explanatory. We've got the 3 Toad. So then we've got Dante. This is just a Reaper target, Paleozoic Animacularis. Like, you never make this thing because it's kind of too hard to make, but it's basically a Trident, so you kind of have to play it because, well, it's a Trident. Digusto Phoenix, you basically never make this either. It's just something that can attack twice. Crumble Logos, the Prophet of Demolition, you never make this either. You do occasionally make Sky Cavalry Centaria in case you have a rank 2 play that just needs to, like, beat over stuff. It's really, really good. So that's basically it for the Xyz. For the Lynx, which is the majority of the extra deck, I would say, we've got double Miss Starboy. Miss Starboy just beefs up your Toad, which is really good. Then we've got 1 Isolde and 1 Firewall. These are also Reaper targets. This did come up at regionals because I was playing, or not regionals, but the locals that I went to the night before regionals. We play 1 Topo because all our Paleos are unaffected by monster effects, so we can summon 1 back from the grave and then blow up our opponent's main monster zones. 1 Skuldeat, just to help us draw cards, and then 1 Borreload to take big stuff. Onto the side deck, we play 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. This just basically helps us stop our opponent from searching, especially when we're going second. It's just really kind of hard to combat going second. Basically, this entire side is just going second cards. 3 evenly matched just because we need board wipes. Obviously, the 3 Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. And then we've got 2 going first cards. We've got 3 copies of Shared Ride, and then of course, finally, the 3 copy of Rivalry of Warlords. So I wanted to side some going first cards. The Shared Rides are for Sky Strikers, and the Rivalry is for just really rogue decks. So I just wanted to play something that hits both of those categories. So anyway, guys, that was my Paleo Frog deck profile that I ended up trying to take to regionals before I got terribly sick. Also, spoilers, don't eat Wendy's. I learned that the hard way. I don't like Wendy's anymore because their food got me sick. And typically when I get sick off of food, I don't eat there again. So Wendy's and I just kind of sort of broke up after this trip to regionals. But anyway, that was my Paleo Frog deck profile. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. But anyway, guys, that is it. If you guys got any questions about this build or anything else, let me know in the comment section below. DMD out.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got that.